that time of year when productivity, not here at the station, but elsewhere and other offices across America, starts to plummet a little bit. And you might be asking yourself, why? Well, it might be because of all of this. Two words: March Madness and the brackets. Okay, we're talking about that with our retirement coach, Adam Wolf, who's standing by next to me in this lovely bracket, talking about, people spend a lot of time doing this to put their brackets together. It's the time of the year, put a little Frosty Malt beverage bet on it, or maybe, they're betting some money. But you say what you found fascinating is that you found more people spend more time with their brackets than they do planning for retirement.
Yeah, most people are putting in like a $10 to $20 wager for the pool, and they're, spending all this time, hours, energy to figure out who's going to make it all the way, and the odds of that happening and being successful is very rare. I mean, it's still fun, don't get me wrong, but they're spending more time actually with the brackets, with the research with that, than they are on their retirement.
I don't know if that says a lot about how much time people spend with their brackets, or how little time, and what it says about how much time they're planning for retirement. And you say it really doesn't take that much time to prepare yourself, right? You just have to put in the effort and eventually get to a point where you need to find somebody to help you.
Yeah, it's a lot of people don't want to think about it a lot of times until it might be too late, because it's not fun. It can be daunting. It can be a little bit
intimidating, because you just don't even know what to expect, right?
I've heard painful for some folks, but finding someone to help you through that, and it then becomes very, very easy to figure out what the finances are looking like, figure out what the fees are looking like, and then come up with a plan to get you to and through retirement.
Okay, so when do we need to start thinking about getting our affairs in order, at least getting the documents together, so that way we can start bringing it to someone who can help us get through the process?
Yeah, well, most folks, if you're 5 to 7 years away, or if you're in retirement, 5 to 7 years away from retirement, or in retirement and you don't really have a plan put together, think about what you want to have occur, and then come up with those lists of questions. That's really the first place. Talk with your spouse if you have one about it, so you're on the same page. But then start pulling some documents together. We have a quick questionnaire that we hand out to our new clients to start to pull that information together. Most recent statements. It sounds daunting, but think about it. Most people spend 20, 30 years, sometimes 40 years in retirement. Spend a little bit of time up front, an hour here, an hour there, and then come meet with us. It makes it a lot easier.
What are the ramifications that you've seen from clients come through your office of not doing this and not putting forth the effort? Is it lost income? Is it more in taxes? I mean, what is it if you're not at least doing the minimal efforts?
It could be a lot of different things, but I think the biggest one is once they come in and once they meet with us and we come up with and get those questions answered, it's bringing peace of mind, because the lost peace of mind, having all the pressure on your shoulders of, gosh, this is going to be a very difficult situation. A lot of times people find out that it's not as bad as they think, or it's really, really good if they've been conservative and have saved a lot for the retirement.
Yeah, I might even realize, hey, I don't have to work perhaps as long as maybe I thought I needed to.
Yeah, it could be a lot more successful than my Virginia Tech Hokies who lost in the first round.
You and Curtis Dvorak, you two Hokies, I'll tell you. My Ohio State, I'm so ignorant. I'm looking for Ohio State in the bracket, and they're like, Ohio State didn't make it. Okay, all right, well, then go Florida. Anyway, so talk a little bit too about what someone can expect when they come into your office. How you walk them through the process. Just for someone who hasn't quite gone through the door yet, literally and figuratively.
We make it very easy to come in for our retirement readiness review. From the beginning phone call when you come in to when you actually sit down with us and have that first cup of coffee. If you're a tea drinker, we have the tea as well, just to make it very relaxing to talk about what you want to have occur. So really the first conversation that you're having with us, first meeting that you're having with us, we're just talking, we're reviewing, and we're talking about what you want to have accomplished. And then from there we go through a couple different steps after that to tell you, hey, you're doing everything great, things wonderful, and we can't really help you to tweak it. But then a lot of times we do tweak and help our folks get to the rest of their retirement.
I know, we're out of time. One of the things that you do, though, that has been very successful, you say with your clients, is just pointing at the fee structure. Like, hey, did you know you're paying X amount in fees? And you say, people, they didn't even know that.
Yeah, but the fee structure is very difficult, and we really help them over time.
Adam, it's good to see you,
as
always. Thank you. Thanks, I don't know who you have going to the Final Four. I gave up on my bracket. I don't even know who's in it still. I didn't get much sleep last night. Good seeing you.
Oh, great seeing you.
All right, we'd like to thank Wolf Retirement Navigation, of course, for coming on and sponsoring the segment. If you plan on retiring in the next 5 to 7 years or so, Adam says it's time to meet with a financial advisor who can focus on retirement. And Adam says he's making things easy. For the first 12 callers who qualify, you receive a complimentary retirement readiness review. The number is on your screen, or it's not, but I'll give it to you anyway. 904-232-8760. The review will help you determine kind of where you stand with everything. It'll get your, initial analysis of your retirement portfolio to have an idea of where you're going to go in the future. And if you have any general questions that you would like to ask Adam, you can do so by sending an email to questions@jacksonvilles.com, and we might be profiling some of your questions right here on the air, but Adam will get back to you. All right.